Hello, you wonderful teachers. This is Carolina Carner from Chisholm Trail Middle School in Round Rock, Texas. And oh my goodness, Google Classroom is going to go through some serious changes when we go back to school in the fall. So what I wanted to do was talk to you about the old version of Google Classroom and the new version of Google Classroom, and basically how I'm going to use the new Google Classroom when I go back to school in the fall with my students. Okay, so with the old version, you had the stream, you had students, and you had the About tab. So with the stream, this is my example of the stream. The stream was this. I don't know if you heard that, but that was me demonstrating, me scrolling down and scrolling down and scrolling down to find something that I'd used in the past, or the kids trying to find an assignment if they were absent or they had to go back and look at something, and it was just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So the stream is going to be used for a different function in the new version of Google Classroom. So let's look at what the new version looks like. So here's your stream, and the main function for the stream is to communicate with your class. If you'll notice down here, you've got your plus sign, and you can create an announcement. So the things that normally were in the stream before, like this section, your classwork section, you had your assignment, your question, your reuse, your post, that's all moved to classwork. So in the stream, what are some ideas of things that you can use? Well, I'm totally going to use something probably like this. Infographics, you can post videos for the kids to respond to, but that's definitely a place where you can start off classroom discussion with your students. Okay, and then this is the thing that I'm most excited about right here where it says classwork. Do you see how I made an example of right here of first 6 weeks, second 6 weeks, third 6 weeks? You could use this if you were a middle school teacher, if you were an elementary school teacher. You could do it by 9 weeks. You can do it by unit that you're studying. So you can organize things by topic. And that's what I love about this section. And then you can still assign things and ask questions in the classwork section. Okay, so in the classwork screen, when you go to create, you're going to notice that the announcements are gone. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I use announcements for everything. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I love HyperDocs. I've not been using HyperDocs, and I should start to use HyperDocs, and that can help me with my whole announcement thing. So up here at the top, if you don't know what a HyperDoc is, here are several examples of wonderful HyperDocs that you could include in an assignment that take you through your lesson. So you just basically have to look at these templates that are available on this website and then just figure out what way your brain kind of works. My brain works in the 5E model. So you can click on the template will pop up. Then you can go ahead and see there are other people in here. You can file, make a copy of it. And I'm waiting for it to make a copy. And then I have a copy of it, and it's in my drive. So then I would go back to here, and I would go ahead and create an assignment. And then I can add my topic, which would be right now for first 6 weeks. And then I can go ahead and add my HyperDoc. And a HyperDoc is just basically a way where you can get all of your information in one concise place. And then I'm going to go ahead and, if I wanted to put a due date, I could. If I want to put instructions, I can. But I'm just going to hit assign. And it takes a second for it to sign. So then I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, so how can a HyperDoc help you out when you don't have an announcement tab? Basically, guys, this is so much more concise because before, when I had an announcement tab, I do the engage separately for the warm-up, and then I do an explore for my lab, and I would do the next section. Okay, so basically what a HyperDoc does is you have all of the information that you put in all of those announcements all in one beautiful, concise area for your students so they know exactly what's going to happen during that unit. So for the Engage, say for instance I had a video, I could post a link to the video there for the Engage. And then for the Explore, we could have a lab where the class was, you know, working on making an edible tostada. And then we could, for the Explain, the kids could take a picture and with their camera that's on their computer, and we could put it into a Google drawing, and they could label all the parts of the cell. And then for the Elaborate, I could have my students write up a Google Doc comparing a plant and an animal cell. And guys, you can turn every single one of these things into that same assignment. So let me show you what I'm talking about by you can turn in multiple assignments to your HyperDoc. This is a student screen. I would click on here. Here's my 5E lesson plan with all my links. I'm going to hit add, and then I need to turn in my assignments, right? So I'm going to go find those, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit upload, and see there's 2 of my activities that are going to be turned into my Google Classroom. And then it's as easy as that. So if you had 5 things on your HyperDoc, you could turn in 5 things on your HyperDoc and then just turn it in. And this is what your student screen would look like. Okay, the last new feature that I want to talk to you about is the People tab. And before I go to the People tab, I wanted to go ahead and show you this hot mess that we had before. If I wanted to look at my students, I had to go this screen. If I wanted to go to the teachers, I had to go this screen. So, hello, going back and forth, toggling between these 2. How smart is it to put it all in one spot? Teachers, students, yay! This is awesome. So thank you. And I hope you've loved my video about how you can use the new Google Classroom.